Hey guys, my name is Zeniac and welcome back to another episode of the Foolsopolis here in City Skyline, where we're on our way, our beautiful road to 1 million population. We're going to see how far that goes before I do officially break the game. Guys, welcome back to another episode. Last episode we officially started moving residents in. We kind of had to do a bunch of stuff just for the sake of having the game actually work. One of those being I had to build a temporary industrial area just to kind of hold all the power, you know, some industrial jobs so the rest of the city kind of slightly functions. Well, today we're going to make plans on building our first of many industrial areas. Now, what I want to get done is I want to build a little export area via ships near the river, which means I won't say reclaiming land. It's actually the opposite. We're going to be reclaiming water. I don't know what the correct term is. But we're going to be basically creating a little harbour. We're going to try and build a highway down to this area so the trucks don't have to be congesting all the roads down below. They can have a more direct route via the highway. Think about how we're going to do the train lines as well, tearing through. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you guys do enjoy this and want to see more of this series in the future, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you're new right here, that means you do subscribe so you are notified when that next episode does come out. But we are back, and this is what we got up to right now. Now, there was a lot of stuff that still is kind of broken-ish slightly, or technically is not working. A lot of these guys are complaining about there's not enough workers. Now, could we argue the fact that we don't have enough people in the city? Kind of, yeah, but at the same time, those are the high-paying jobs, so we need to educate our citizens, which I did drop a couple of schools in. Just got to give it a little bit of time. Now, actually, guys, to give me some name sessions on what we can call our first little city park around our little train line and water. Someone says, yo, Seniac, because you're going to need so much money on your road to 1 million, this is from Melina, you could call it Penny Park. And I actually really like the name. I think that's quite a cool little name. Right now, we can go for it. It's going to be a while before we can turn the unlimited money mod off right now, because as of right now, I'm hemorrhaging so much money every week. I don't even want to know how much debt I'm in. Don't even want to know right now. But anyway, let's get things rocking and rolling. So here's our little temporary industrial area right now. There's a little bit of traffic, but it is what it is. It won't be there for long. I want to utilize this highway. That's going to go over here. We're going to create a beautiful little interchange. And then it's probably going to end up coming all the way down here, turning in, where we're going to utilize this section here to build our big import exportation harbour. And then we're going to use that. The end of this highway is going to be the entry of our industrial area. If trucks want to go down that road, there will be ground level access. But I want to try and filter the traffic out as easy as possible. And I'm probably going to have another highway that cuts through here, going around the ring, or maybe one that eventually goes across the water as a bridge. We'll see how things go in the long run. But for now, let's utilize this space. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it into pause because we're going to have a lot of issues with the water. And if I just kind of select the bed of the river right now, and I'm going to very loosely build a little rectangle that kind of goes in. So I build it up to there, straight down. So I'm going to make it nice and wide. We've got the space to make it nice and wide, but I want to make sure I can get a couple of cargo exportation areas down. Now, the reason I'm going to go for multiple rather than one is our cargo hubs, harbours, what you want to call it, they have train lines that you can attach to them. Now, each one will have a train line that goes pretty much in a different direction for this side of the river. What I'm creating right now, I might replicate maybe further on down the river on the other side to access that kind of section. But it's going to be kind of interesting to see how we go about doing this. So there we go. I'm going to have to also, I'm going to key wall it as well. So we have to create like almost a perfect rectangle in that sense. So we'll do it all with key walls anyway, but this is kind of what we're getting up to. Now, if I can, I mean, it's not really going to make much difference. That's going to come out. Ooh, actually, do you know what? I think I might need to push it down a bit more. I didn't realize how much far over I was. Right, hold on, guys. So push it down to about there and then go out. So then if I claim that up to here, push that across, well, we'll do it there instead. Decisions already, boys. The decisions are happening already. So flatten all this out right now. Get back down to normal size. We'll actually up the brush size a bit to kind of help us out. There we go.
straight down there. Claim back up here to kind of smoothing the top of this off. So how we're looking now then, if I view it out, obviously that will come straight down and it will eventually turn to go in. Yeah, that should work. That should work. Right, let me now just smoothing this off. I don't really know how I'm going to utilize the majority of all of this in terms of key walling it. Do I just kind of start it pretty much there and go in? I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one. But also at the same time, I need to flood it before I can key wall it. So we'll let a little bit of time now pass by. And we'll fast forward it. And then we'll just kind of wait for this little area right now to slowly fill up. So while that's doing that then, we're going to take a look at this little bit of a highway section here. Now what we're going to do with the beautiful highways, there we go. How far away are we right now? We are, would you class that? That is actually a 10, isn't it? Right, okay. So if I go a 10, is that smack bang that way? Yeah. So if I want a 10 there, then do another 10. I know if I delete you, I want to say then we're now... Hold on, is the 10s here, isn't it? It's kind of difficult to kind of figure it all out, isn't it? We'll do it on the ground, because I'm trying to work out right now the 10s away from it all. So 10, that's 12. That's 10. So if I go up to there, that should be 10 there. Yeah, 10 that way. So it works on the other side, just not quite this side. So if I delete back there, and then we'll work all this one out right now. So from there to there is 25. That's all I need to know, is 25. So if I go by 15 and to there, I then know I'm 10, I'm 20 away. Same as this. So I can now delete this thing because I no longer need it. And with this, at the 10 mark, we're going to raise it up by another 10. Here, raise it up by another 10. And then straight over. Now, I'll eventually slope that going down. It's just I'm trying to work out all my little spacings. Right, there we go. Bring it down to 10. And then straight across. And that goes down to there. So on this side, and actually, let me just make sure that the highway's facing the correct way right now. There we go. So that's now all facing the correct way. So how it would work then, with my beautiful little sloping tool, I always forget I need to get that mod to sort out all of this. If I select from here, and if I take it to there and press enter, we've got more of a gradual incline. There we go. I mean, I could take it a lot further, to be honest with you. I could take it right to there. Add it in. So that gradual incline happens over time. And eventually we'll do the same over on that side. So we have the water now in. Now I'm looking at all this thinking, you know what? Do you reckon I need to rise the sea level a little bit? I think we might need to, just to kind of give it a little bit more height slightly. There we go. Oh, hold on. Is that going to mess up this? No, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. Oh, okay, that's something else as well. So, remember me last episode, guys? I mentioned I might need to get the unlimited or no water pipes or power pumps or power lines mod, because obviously I need to make sure I've got as many nodes as possible. I kind of forgot that that mod also requires you to have heating even if you have a city that's not in the cold. I know. It makes complete and utter sense. I know. So if I quickly just grab this in, for example, where can I pull it? Just there. And then press go. Go, 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 gadget somebody. And then just bring you down to there. Even though we don't need pipes, that sorts everything out. I completely forgot about there's a little bit of a glitch with that mod. But yeah, I do have the mod right now where we don't require any power lines or water pipes, just so I can save some nodes and segments, because there's going to come to a point in the game where I've used all my nodes and segments. It's going to be very, very weird. Right, okay, so that's going to then come straight across. Whatever we do right now is going to lead to our beautiful little key wall. So let's sort this out then. So here it is. And we're going to go across. Now, I think what I'll do, I'll bring it this way first. Oh, it's difficult, isn't it? Because the whole thing doesn't want to align correctly. Oh, what would be a better idea first is maybe doing it with road. So if I went, for example, across, let's say there by, do we do 90 or 100? Let's do 100. And then went down to there. And then went down. I've gone down to 80 just there anyway. And then if I quickly upgrade these, or I think Anikia. No, to normal. So it gets a bit of the terrain in. See, I don't know why I didn't think about this the first time round. So I push all this around the edge. I know I'm carving in on the other side, but that's okay. Up that brush size. La-di-da-di-da. Then up here, I push it all together. So smooth, boys. So smooth right now. And then I should have the perfect, well, I wouldn't say perfect, but a decent size setup. And then I can use the key wall right now to align with this. So from there to, it'll be 60. Smack bang in. And if I delete you, I can then come down to in line with this by 21 apparently. And if I just do 10, and then we delete all of you down to there. Bam. Bam. And then delete all the way up. So now we kind of have a more solid kind of layout right now of our key walls. So with that said, I can then push directly up to it. And yeah, it's going to carve a little bit way up this area. I've got to push that a bit more further down. I ain't worried too much about that right now. Just want to get this looking good so we can start getting some ships coming in. Right. Plenty of big space right now. It's going to be glorious, boys. It's going to be glorious. So quite a large little dock area when you kind of think about it. But we need it to be huge. We need it to be large anyway. So key wall, if I bring it down by 10 there. I don't actually know whether the best... Alright, if I did that, at least then I know that these are at the very same ending, if that makes sense. Right, good stuff. So, before I bring this all the way down and then in this way, we'll place down our little harbours either side. Now, the reason why I got it so big and so wide is, maybe at some point I can turn this as an entry point as a canal leading to other areas. You never know how things can kind of work out. You never know. But I might create a little bit of a pointy out bit, so then the ships have to come through the middle. That might be a good little call, isn't it? Right, okay, so I don't want to delete a large chunk because it will kind of look like I'm deleting something a bit awkward. But if I brought this out by, I mean, what's the whole distance of this? 100. So if I came out by 25 or 30, let's go for a 30. Alright, delete you. So I know then that this is a straight up and then if I select all of this and then align it to be the same height as, for example, you up here, there we go, and then we terrain it like that. Obviously this side needs to be deleted and placed back in because it's not quite working the way I want it to. There we go. So I could go to there. I could make it a tad bit chunkier. So if I delete it back a bit more, if I go up by another 10, So I've done another 10. Right, and then we've kind of created this like little barrier that allows ships to come in and out. And to kind of be slightly protected by the strong current of the river. So not all this is going to line up again correctly, but because we gotta like level the land around and then get it all back in again. So delete you to get you across, and then beautiful mate, we're back in business. Right, we're back in business, so that will kind of then bend away slightly. But if I do the same on this side, then it's going to be glorious. It's a bit of a pain. I did go for a 30, didn't I? Right. Can't see what's going down here. 30. But let's push that out a bit more. And then do alter this. Align to you. Beautiful. Now, all of this in here is now going to be messed up too. I can always see it on that one side doing it, but you got to reclaim the land for it when you add it back in to understand what side it should be sticking to. So delete you. Get you in. We're back to normal. So there we go. We now have this little kind of entry point for the ships. I do have to create a ship path. Don't get me wrong. I do have to create that. I'll have to kind of, sort a lot of this out around here for the key wall and whatnot to kind of get it all, beautifully connected and whatnot. But there we go. We're going to have a nice little shipping area right now. And then trains going off in all different kinds of directions. Make sure everyone over here is looking pretty okay too. They complain about garbage trucks. It's probably because the garbage trucks can't get out quick enough. Right. Anyway, guys, are we confident right now? Enough time's passed. I can now get these beautiful hubs down. Cargo hubs. So can't connect to route, which is understandable. So a ship path. If I brought it in centered to there and then kind of bring it out a little bit, I should be able to get it connected to there. Yes. So I'll add this in central. And then do the same on this side. I don't know how central this is going to be. But there we go. Now, what I want to do then, because again, we'll have other stuff around here, like the cruise ship harbour, ferries and whatnot. So I need plenty enough room. I'm then going to try and create and bring this down to then split it into two ways to be able to access this. But I also want to be able to access it from the ground as well. So if I just do my generic stuff first, let me just quickly select both of these. We're going to select both of these, and then we're going to obviously align them to the height of the key wall. And then with our road, actually we'll unhook them. No. Yeah, actually we will, because I want to create one-way roads. So unhook them, and we'll use the normal style road right now. Place this down going that way. Place this down going that way. And then what we'll do is I bring it down by another 10. Then we'll go for a... Do I go for a 10 by 10 bend? Or do you reckon that's way too big for this? Do you reckon a 10 by 10 bend's way too big? Alright, if I level it to there and go up by another 10. And then come down by another 10. Nah, we should be okay. So, down by a 10. Then you generate 10 by 10 bend. Straight back up. By another 10. And then by 10 there. And then that's how we have to then, when we bring them closer together around here somewhere, we'll probably utilize a roundabout or something like that. But we want to kind of connect them in and do some type of or form of crisscross. So that's going to be interesting in its own right, watching how I'm going to then bring this together. So this might be a minefield all of it on its own. So what I then do is I then bring the trains out this way round and that way round, rather than crisscrossing over the roads that we're going to have in. So if I could get that set up, because I'll probably end up forgetting about it and then designing something even more shocking. But from this area here, if I elevate up, and it's actually quite difficult because they like to go all over the place. But if I keep it to a, I mean, it's moving just with what's going on with the water. But if I add it into here, and you know, I went for a 20 by 20 bend and bring it down to normal height, that kind of clips in there. But that's okay, because what I'll do is I'll realign a lot of that stuff. So if I come out by here by another 10, and I go for that full 20 by 20 bend, there we go. And then we can shoot the trains off into any direction pretty much we want to go in. No dramas, no issues, no need to call in the cavalry to get those tissues for those issues, and you know, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. So I've got to now find the center point to this, because that's where I'm then going to bring the highway either side of it. So to do that then, I'm going to get the road. So grab you. So it looks a bit funky still at the minute, but we got to find the centerpiece. It will all come together momentarily. So I know that is a full distance of 100. So at a 50 mark, I'm then pushing up. So I got it by 30. And at this point here, we're going to upgrade the road from this section just there and there, if I delete you. Pushing further up, we'll go up by, so it's already done 20. So if I do another 20, if I do 80, again, I don't know how far this road's going to go, but I know that that whole road there is a 100 stretch. That is a 100 stretch right there. Interesting. So this is the ground road leading in. I'm going to have this come down into it, and we'll see how we can kind of connect that up. That's going to be interesting. So if I take it from here and push it as far forward as we can physically want to at the minute. And I'll bring this on this side so I've got the same equal spacing. There we go. So I think a tad bit more. And to there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select you and run you down that way. So we've got a 1 gap there. That might be a bit too close. And a 1 gap there. So we have the highway running above 2. And then what we're going to have to do then is try and get both of these to connect to that upper highway. So if I delete back here, and let's figure this out then on the old bend. So I know that is a 20 going back. That is a, oh, okay, a perfect 20 by 20 bend here. For that one, this one's a different story. That's a 29 by 16. So if I bring this down by another 10, for example, we're then looking at a 19 again by 16. So I've got to do 3 more right there. That might be the perfect for a 16 by 16 bend. Like that. All I've got to do is flip you round, then flip all this round. And just there. There we go. It's kind of cool, isn't it? Like I said, we'll have another highway that kind of tears through here, go over all these, where we create like another big interchange. But I'm trying to create something where they can utilize the highways to get from point A to point B for the cargo a whole lot easier. So that's then going to run down. Now, the cool thing is, we have, well, I said the cool thing. The probably not so cool thing is we have 2 lanes. 3 lanes, sorry, on the highway. But technically 2 directions that they're leading in. So the middle lane, I could maybe utilize it to go in both ways, both directions, maybe. I don't know on that one. I'm not 100% sure just yet, but delete back by here. So we're going to have to bring this in right now to kind of get it all connected. So what will be the best idea for us to go down this route? If I first, well, if I bring this all the way down as well, so it's kind of running with us. There we go. So obviously they're going to be on different levels and different stages is what's going to happen right now. So we've got to be a little bit careful. We do. So we've also got 2 lanes on this road as well. So that's going to... So 1 lane's going to come from up above. 1 lane is going to come from down below. That's how we're going to try and work it. That is how we're going to try and work it. So if I then whack a roundabout just here. So if I bring this out this way and this way. Get our beautiful roundabout mod. And we'll use a 2-lane highway. We'll go for a... Let's go for a 60. Is that big enough? Or let me see what an 80 would be like. Oh, an 80 would be huge. Now, we'll stick with a 60. That'll be fine. Stick with a 60. There we go. Got this pointing out in their direction. So even though they're not going to be the connections that I'm going to use, at least I've got still my grid format that I can utilize. Actually, let me delete that back. I just realized the 20's there because we have a 1 sticking out. There we go. So that is borderline central. Okay. So with that doing what it's going to do then, I can then utilize those roads to kind of then follow. If I elevate these up. So if I have this by 10, that would be the one coming in. And then obviously we'd have the one going out. So here, I got to split it to go over that way. And then also split it to come in this way. Which means one's going to be at a level of 10 and the other one's going to be at a level of 20. This is where the magic now comes into play. So, we'll delete back by 10 more then to give us a little bit more space. And if I just keep this one to the same level as it is right now, just to kind of work with what we've got. If I brought it right to the very end here, to this 9. Right, and then what we're looking at for a bend, I could do a 7, no, a 6, try and get that 6 snapped in. Looking like a 5 actually, isn't it? 5 by 5. It kind of slightly elevates over the roundabout, which wouldn't be a problem. It wouldn't be a problem. And then I run that up by 10. Knowing that I also have to run down here another one where this bend is 11 by 11 to kind of go directly to there. So that's where then that one has to kind of snap that way. I'm wondering whether I kind of come back a bit on both of these ones to make that more of a bend going in. So without deleting too much, let me just do another segment there. So I can delete you and you. Now from where it is right now, let's see what we can kind of get up to here. So a 12 by... Will we ever find out what that number is? I think that's a 14, isn't it? That'll be the 12 there. Do you prefer that type of bend or the one we had originally? I feel like the one we had originally was nicer. And that became a 5 by 5, didn't it? Maybe because it's all kind of close and compact, it kind of feels, you know, more satisfying, if that makes sense. So back down this way, it all leads round to there. Oh wait, oh, snap. I forgot that this is on this side, so technically this one has to come down this way. Oh, okay, that actually makes the design a lot better. So from here then, we're looking at the same type of 11. And I can't figure out what's going down because I can't see the bend. There we go. 11 by 11. Was that an 11 by 11? I think it was. Straight in. Ooh. I forgot that was flipped. I really did. Interesting. So now then, if I go up by 20 and just quickly do this. Right, bear with me a second. So I'm going to select all of this, select all of you, and then align user object height of, for example, you. Oh, I didn't do you as well, did I? There we go. So they're now all at plus 20. Now, in reality, the only one that needs to kind of flip over is this one as it leads in over here. So that one's kind of okay. But we'll kind of keep it at somewhat plus... I mean, technically, no, it doesn't have to be plus 20. But if I do plus 10 there, to push up to there and there, because we can kind of create our own connection. So if I bring you out by 8 here, just because I want to see now, am I looking at that being the bend? 7 by 7? Or am I coming to there? And that being a 5. See, a 5 by 5 bend then kind of keeps to the characteristics. Oh no, that looks ugly. Maybe stick to the 7 by 7, right? Or whatever this was going to be next. 7 by 7. Right, we'll sort all the alignments out eventually anyway. So with this staying the height that it currently is, if I can get it to snap on that 10 mark. Oh, it's kind of difficult. Bam. And then cutting across. I could use my other tool to allow us to create these connections. But that, again, should be perfectly fine. And then what we'll do is we'll delete back by another load. So we've then got time to kind of run this up. Like parallel. Ooh, this is going to be good. I'm liking this already. Okay then, so that all stays the same height. It's all good. We just need to kind of sort the alignments out now for the height differentials on the overpass road. So starting here, if I selected to there and then went to here, or should I go for the full hog? Let's go the whole distance right there. If I did it there, following this as well. Oh, let me start again. There we go. So it all gradually kind of declines. That's the right or correct term to use. Plenty of space around this area to work with. All right, sweet. Then all we've got to do, then if I just quickly now make sure all these are facing the right way. So you're coming in this way, go that way, bam, bam, bam. You're going out that way. We then have to merge them into one in reality. So if I start with a 2, because it's going to merge into a 3. So that's on the outer. On the outer. Now this is where the kind of magic has to now take place and hope that it's all going to work out wonderful for us. So if I... Oh, hang on, wrong one. Let's start with this one then. Do that. Oh, no, Seniac. Delete back. No. Hold on. I just realized. I can't do it the way I want to do it, right? So if I did that and then did that, and then went like this. Now, in my head, this is what I thought could be the ideal situation. That went into there, that went into there, and then this middle lane, you had the choice. But I don't know how that's going to work out, right? I don't know how that's going to work out. But I suppose there's only really one way to find out, and that's when it actually happens. That's when we find out. So, leading this up to here, leading you up to there. Obviously, that goes straight in. That curls in. Like that. And it's pretty much the same, but on this side. So with the lane stuff right now, goes like this. And we shall see. We shall see if that works out. So whether you're on the highway right now, or whether you're on the lower road, as it's going to work out, you're able to filter into these areas and exit both. Well, you'll be able to exit both ways as well. You're able to exit both ways as the way we're now going to set this all up. So we've got you connected down to here, which we're going to continue this road. So this road right now, I've got to then figure out how we can bring these together. So I know they're a distance of 20. So if I just quickly sort this out and find our little centerpiece. So 10. Oh, wrong way. So pushing up to... Oh, we'll push up to here by 20 anyway. Delete you. Delete you. Want to bring these kind of a little bit closer. So it's a 35. So I'll do another 20. Do another 10. So I know we're 13 by 15. It's an awkward number, but we'll sort this out. So delete that there. Now we're in a one-way system here, which will all kind of get changed because we're either going up or we're going down. So coming in this way, so we want to start at maybe 10 and come down there. So do the same here, 10 and come down here. Well, obviously this one gets flipped around. So 10, 10. Bring that down to match this. Oh yeah, that's 20. I forgot about the height of that one. Bring that down to match that. And then from this, from what I can remember right now then, which is the shorter one. So that is the 13. So I need to technically stick this out by 2. Which I'm not going to be able to. So if I delete by 10 and then move it up by 12. Up by 12, we should then have a 13 by 13 bend take place. No problems, no issues with that. That was a 13 by 13, right? Yeah. And then for this, it's your standard, then this will be a 12 by 12. For this, it's a bit longer, 16 by 16. Well, obviously the height changes. And it all kind of filters around beautifully to where we can then merge this in. So, to be honest with you, if I delete you, and start from this side, it would probably be the better idea. So then align these to the object height of you. And then 5 by 5. I'll ramp it all up. But this is where we're then going to merge these both in. So we'll do the 2-lane road first. So where are you? Here. So if I bring this in to 11 or by 10. Now we'll bring it in by a 12. Bring it in by a 12, but obviously we'll flip that one. And then we'll run. Yeah, let's say that's going the wrong way. Run you to there, you to there, you to there. Do this way first. You to there, you to there. So then we got a little bit of an arch on the bend here. Flipping that in. And then you've got like a choice of which direction you're kind of heading in. So how do I then navigate this turn? Because I don't want it to be like that. But should I kind of keep it like that for now until we... because I've got to mimic this on this other side as well. So I need to make sure that I've got everything perfect right now. Which can be a huge pain at times when you're trying to mimic something like that. that construction thing's always in the way. So if I stick it by 3, it becomes a 12 by 12 bend at that point. Does that look? That's a bit better. Doesn't quite go over the roundabout, but that's okay. Visually, it just looks a little bit more pleasing. Now, this is always going to be a little bit of a monstrosity. I don't really know how this is going to play out. What's going on with this? You need to go over to... Oh, they've got a crisscross as well. So that's going to be part of the fun, isn't it? Them crisscrossing. I assume on this side it's completely fine. What's going on, boys? Yeah, fine there, fine there, fine there. So you could argue, Seniac, why don't you then flip this around to go back around this way? Well, in reality, you would like to think that they're going to use the majority of the highway road. If it becomes quite a pain, then we will flip it. So let's now just get sorted out anyway then, all the elevation changes. So all this works out for us then. So if I kind of, to be honest with you, you don't need the elevation from here to, let's say, here. So I can add that in and it can be all low, nice and low and fine. From there to there, just slightly adjust that. Everywhere else is fine. Everywhere else. Then from here to, let's say, there, we'll go through a gradient incline. From there to there, not bad. So from there to here, and then from there to here. Nice. Okay. Great stuff. So technically then, if cargo wanted to leave right now, it could only do it by connecting to this road over here. Oh, hold on. I've got to do this. I forgot about this side. So if I selected there and then ran it down to here. More gradual inclines and excline. I don't know what the word is, but yeah, if they want to export right now, they've got to join over here or on there, drive all the way around down here, vice, whatever it is to get over here, which is perfectly okay. So we should at least kind of get that all connected, right? We can kind of work it. We have an exportation area. It's a bit funky, but it's our very first one. It's our very first one. So what I'll do then is we'll sort out the shipping route, which would be here, the ship path. Bring that out on that side. And then this one, kind of bring it out just over here. And then we'll kind of get this. What's the mode we've got on? Aha, that's the issue. Right, bam. And then we'll kind of bend this all the way around. For the ships to sail through. Bam. And all I want to do then is bring this out. Now what I'll do here, I'll do a little bit of a left and right. So it doesn't get caught up with the traffic. Just generally sailing past. There we go. So I don't know how long it'll take until we start seeing actual ships passing through right now. But the very basis of how this now works should be pretty good. Now, if I had to flip this around because I have the lanes crisscross there, what would happen then is this lane here would come from this side. And this lane here will come from into there. So it's almost borderline how this kind of one works. So if it becomes an issue, guys, I'll flip it in the future. I just don't know how it's going to work out. I honestly do not know how it's going to work out. Now, we probably have a runway that kind of... a road... a runway. A runway that kind of... oh, wait, I'm saying it again. A highway that maybe passes through. We might not. Because the highway that could pass through could come from somewhere else, to be honest with you. I'm going to need a highway that passes through. Just make sure everyone's all connected. So it will probably happen around here somewhere as one kind of comes up. So then that will decide then where I build, where I'm going to move this industrial area. So I want one a little bit closer to kind of take advantage of what everything is going on right now. Trucks on their way right now, garbage trucks. And we're going to figure out as well how we're going to connect all these roads. So solid connection needed there. I think when it comes to, let's say, another highway connection. Let's say we had something here that turn around to do like an outer loop. I could have maybe just push straight over. But we do need something that comes down in any way. I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. Would it be to have something as close as what's going on here? Would it be a case of maybe I slightly adjust? Or it could be a case of where this highway here ends as a T-junction. And then maybe this kind of bends up and that way and goes over that way and swings round. Many ideas on which we can go with, but we'll roll with those as time goes on. Now, I just want to make sure that the cargo is working. So, to be honest with you, it'll take a while before it actually happens. Oh, no, ships are on their way. I don't think any of these are going to... So, at least I know that ships are coming in. Stop moving. Which is all good. Now, someone told me, yo, Siniac, the reason you're not getting trains coming in here is because I think there's only certain platforms that are designated for intercity trains, or just trains coming, intercity trains, which the first two on this side are hooked up to that line. So what I'm going to do is, just for now, just very generically going to get all these pushing outside of the region. There we go. And I'll do the same to this one. But what we'll do, we'll push it down to about there. And then we'll do a nice wide 20 by 20 bend. Just so we kind of know which way the train lines are going to be going in the future. Alright, keeping it going. You kind of forget how big the map actually is. I think there's some slight benditure. Yeah, that happens slightly there, but we'll eventually fix it in the future. I just want to see what happens. I'm interested to see if actually that is the reason. Who knows? Who actually knows right now? So will we see vehicles? And I've got to set all this up. Aha! We have going to the cargo hub. He is an agent there. So we have an employee now on the way. Interesting. See, that's interesting, guys. We have an employee on the way. Not bad. Not bad. Is this cargo ship for this area? No. I'm waiting for a cargo ship to like go, yo, this is where I'm going. So let's fast forward then. Give it a little bit of time. So we'll soon know when we see like a cargo vehicle heading up in that direction. Which we might see a cargo ship on the way in before we see anything else. So this is going to Springdale. Cruise ship on the way in. Still nothing just yet, but it kind of makes sense. But at least we've got everything set up anyway to lead into where we want it to go. So what I'm going to do right now is a little bit more time now, fast forwards then. I'm starting to think, right, that is not ideally centralized. So I'm actually going to delete this. And with that being, how far away is it? It's actually 8 away. So if I came out 8 away, that's 7. 8 away there, then I should be able to get somewhat of a perfect bend. So I know from there to that bend there is 10. So if I came out by 10, then again, while being 8 away, 7, 8, 18 by 18, that is then a perfect bend there. And if I did another 18 by 18, I'm now parallel with this road. And then at somewhat, I can run or sort out a little bit of a train yard. Where then they pretty much then lead in different directions and then wait to take their turn to enter into this place. You see what I mean? Ooh, our first bit of cargo. Oh, I just realised as well, there's actual vehicles coming in and out. I don't know if that's our first one, or whether I was not paying attention to any others approaching. But in it comes anyway. Will it drop any vehicles off? Yes, it does. Now, they won't go on the roundabout, obviously. Oh, there's one on this side as well, so it's nice to see that they're utilising both. Because the road down here is not connected, so they won't go on the roundabout, but they're utilising the highway system. It's still a little bit long-winded at the moment for them to get to where they want to get to, but it's going to work. Have you noticed not a lot of them now are complaining about there's not enough workers? Because I'm hoping now that they're more and more educated as time has gone on. So, I'm going to replicate this real quick over here. And then we'll try and get it all correctly all set up. So, I'm hoping that's a 10. So, 18 by 18. And then another 18 by 18. Let me push that by a 20. Very good. Very good. So, yeah. I don't know how this is going to play out. Because of... Maybe if I slightly elevated this... Or if I slightly elevated both of them, so the train line is then technically... What's going on? I might even click on the move it tool. So bam, bam. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 we'll go with. Then the first node of each one here will align to the object height of that. So I don't know if it's kind of pushed up a little bit, or if anything, it probably hasn't. And then we'll align you to that first. Can I select that? Yeah. So. Oh, it has. It actually has. Right, this actually worked. Great stuff. And then. Ba-bam. Right, we're going to sink that down by the looks of it. So upgrade that bit. Is it just that bit? Yeah. Aha! We now have the train line all aligned beautifully. Okay, so it's not perfect just yet, but it's a step closer. So we can then take a look at getting some of the industrial area then up and running. And then we're going to have 3 train lines that branch off this, that going, again, 3 directions. It won't be too much stuff connected to it. It's just going to be within a certain vicinity. We're going to allow it to kind of populate. So that might run up. The first one here might run up to an area just here. That might run up a bit further down to an area over there. Run up there, you know, to run over there. You know what I mean? They won't go too far. There'll probably be like 1 stop on it. And then we'll eventually have like other connections elsewhere that kind of pass the freight to other areas. But I got to be careful I don't overload these train lines. And we also, you know, add in other stuff that allows us to kind of connect and export to different areas too. But it's a great start. It really is a great little start right now. And I'm excited to see where this is potentially going to go. This is going to open us up to a lot of possibilities and opportunities right now. It really is. So yeah, like I said, if that becomes an issue, we'll flip it. Not a problem. But next episode, we'll get this little crisscross over here added in, the little intersection interchange. We'll then look at maybe potentially just kind of building away or setting something up where the highway could split here to go in that direction. I mean, that is always a possibility. Do not get me wrong. Don't get me wrong just there, but we have to be open to this stuff. We do have to be open to it. So only time will tell, guys. Only time will tell. Like I said, we're building up a city with a population of 1 million, or at least going to try to. So some stuff is going to take a while to get to. It really is. But I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.